Okay, so good day everyone. So we are now going to have our discussion for that second acronym in the MICE, which is incentives. Okay, so for today, let me read to you our subject and lesson objectives. So at the end of this module, you are expected to describe the different types of incentives and explain the elements of incentives in the tourism industry, as well as identify the activities associated with the provision of incentives. Okay, so basically when we talk about incentives, this is a thing that motivates or encourages one to do something. So just like when we were younger, an incentive can be in a form of a little something that is given to us by our parents for a good job in school. Okay, incentives also are a great way to ensure that your employees stay motivated to do their job to the best of their ability. So by offering something they can achieve if they hit a certain target or achieve something, and they have something to work towards. So meaning to say, when we talk about incentives, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's only for people related with the tourism industry. Many other industries use this as something to really encourage their employees to work harder. Okay, so we have the five elements of incentive plan. So what are these? No, this can be given by the company to the employees. The first one is money. So let's be real. No matter how engaged and high performing the employee is, they are not in this for their health. They are exchanging their time and effort for your cash. Really, no? So this is one thing that really motivates us. So when we are given a certain amount of money aside from the salary that we receive, so this is something that really will make us work harder. Okay, and then another is education. So career-oriented employees will always be looking for their ways to improve their skill set. And while offering to pay tuition costs is one potentially expensive option, it is not the only one. So meaning to say, when you are working already, it is not a time to stop on learning. So education can also be given to employees who are worth to really continue developing themselves professionally and as well as of course with their skills. No, they will be able to improve their abilities because of the education being provided, meaning free tuition fees, free allowances, which will be shouldered by the company itself. And then another one is customization. So employees are often at different stages in their lives, and you don't want to get into a blanket approach. Everybody gets a bonus or everybody gets a smartphone. So when we talk about customization, something that is given to you as a trademark of the company. So maybe it can be in a way wherein they give you, for example, a house and lot, or for example, a free travel going to a particular place locally or internationally. So this is something that is being decided by the company, and it depends also, of course, with the ability of the establishment of how they can provide this kind of incentives to their employees. And then we also have time. So the beauty of being a small business is you have a lot of flexibility. And while some employees are happy with a basic 9 to 5 schedule, many others will appreciate leeway. So meaning to say you are given free time for you to enjoy your life. So meaning to say you are working as well as having pleasure as well. So this is a type of a business and pleasure thing for employees wherein you are provided a short time for you to spend in a particular place. Okay, and then another one is feedback. So especially when there are generation gaps, it can be hard to know what will truly keep employees happy. So case suggest, this is an example. Now, case suggest doing a survey either anonymously or in an honest huddle to let your team come up with ideas for rewards. Meaning to say, if you're going to ask the feedback from your employees, what are the things that they really want in order for them to avail this kind of incentives? They have the ideas of what kind of treat they wanted so that it can be provided if the company is able to give. Okay. And then elements of the incentive program would be to clarify the objective of the incentive program. For what it is, for what is it? Is it going to be something to make you work harder, meaning to say sell more insurance plans, or invite more people to get your service in the restaurant or catering part of your business, or whatsoever kind of objective that they wanted to. Or another element would be to define the incentive. What is the incentive itself? Is it money? Is it if not material, maybe it can be a pleasure trip for a group of people who have earned too much because of their hard work for the business. And then we create a measure for the incentive. How are we going to gauge who are entitled? Who are the people who will be able to receive this kind of incentive in order for them to enjoy? And then determine who is eligible to receive the incentive. So that's it, no? So by creating the measure, what are the qualifications? And then from the qualifications, there we will see who are eligible or are able to really avail of this kind of incentive program. And then establish the size of the incentive, how much, uh, how far? Would it be local? Would it be international? Would it be a sum of money? 5,000 pesos, 10,000 pesos, or it depends. Sometimes, most companies, most especially medical in the medical field, they provide free cars, no, for their employees who are really eligible with that kind of incentive. And then identify the form of payment. How are we going to give them? Are we going to give them what they call that check or cash, or would it be something that will be in material form? For example, you know, when I made an example with a car, a house and lot, or whatsoever. And then additional resources would be the ability of the establishment, and then what kind of resources or what kind of gifts or incentive will be able to be sent to the qualified employees. And then we have four event incentives that drive attendees. First, we use incentives on social media. So, meaning to say, we get the help of the social media in order for us to promote these incentives that we are going to provide to our employees. Meaning to say, with that kind of advertisement or something that you post in social media, they will be more eager, no, in order for them to work harder. And then create price incentives. So what would be the, as I have mentioned earlier, the qualifications and then the criteria, and then what amount fits to that qualification that they have qualified with. And then try using group incentives. So group incentives can be given to a group of employees who really work harder. Meaning to say, it can be a team, for example, the housekeeping department, or it can be the kitchen department. So they're going to provide the best among the best, no, the best within the establishment itself. Who serves more, who serves better with all the different departments in the establishment. And then remember to have incentives for the event day. So meaning to say, for example, we have a celebration, we have an event that's going to happen, and then that's the time that we're going to distribute this kind of incentives for our employees. And then the purpose of event plan or incentive plans rather would be number one is to retain customers. So definitely when employees make the best service that they can, so most definitely customers will be retained. So we will be having these loyal customers that are going to really avail of our service any time of the day. And then another one is boost productivity. So productivity in the service that we are providing, the products that we are producing, the service that we are offering to our clients. So we are going to boost, no? We are going to boost the type of employees services to our customers. Another thing is retain top talent. So who will be the talent in here? The talent refers to the best employee ever in the company. Most definitely, the best who's doing the best service, or the best employee who's doing the best service would be the top talent. So in that way, it's not only that this top talent is motivated, but the people within the company will be also motivated because of what achievements of that talent has incurred. Motivation too, so we are going to be motivated, encouraged to work hard, to really aim high in order for us to make the business do better. And then promoting teamwork. So this is very important because when we have teamwork in a workplace, we'll be able to accomplish things easier and efficiently. So meaning to say that all the people in the department will be working hand in hand. No, they are going to show the best service that they can as a group. And then when we talk about teamwork, this is something that really boosts, no, every employee. So when you are working as a team, you are working it out not only for yourself but for the business itself. And then it can be a moral booster or moral boosters at that, no? So when you are being given these incentives, you really feel so high wherein you feel so proud of yourself. Your morale is being boosted wherein you are more confident, you are more encouraged and motivated to really work harder, and then you have this zest in you in order for you to really work hard. And then service levels, we are going to really define the best level of service that we can provide to our customers. Always remember that every business counts the service, the type of service that we are providing to our customers. So if they are not satisfied with our service, so they are not going to come back again. And then the last one is incentive program essentials. So what are the things that we need in order for us to really achieve this kind of incentive? So this is being studied by the people in the company, the HR, the management team, in order for them to really see the essential things that are provided to their employees as incentives. And then we have the models of global event management. So the phases of the modern event management process, wherein all successful events have critical stages in common to ensure their consistent effectiveness. So these five phases of successful event management are the following. So first we have research, and then we have the design. Number three, we have planning, four, coordinating, and then number five, we have evaluating. So let's see and talk about it one by one. So when research, we talk about research as excellent event research reduces risk. So the better research was conducted prior to the event, and the more likely it produces an event that matches the planned outcomes of the organizers or stakeholders. Meaning to say, when we talk about research, it is being done just like when you are having a project in school wherein you are required to do some survey. So this is kind of a research wherein you are going to study what fits more to the needs of our clients. So research is used to pinpoint the needs, the wants, the desires, and expectations of prospective customers. An event is a product that is placed before the public with a reasonable expectation that they will attend or join. So thus, it is imperative to conduct careful and accurate consumer research to reduce the risk of non-attendance. Meaning to say, with the necessary things that we have done in our research, we are sure that a lot of attendees will be coming and witness our event. So this is something that we will make sure in order for us to really have a nice number of attendees. And then these five W's is also used no, in producing effective events. So W's are questions that are necessary to turn the deliberations as to how an organization allocates resources to produce a maximum benefit for the stakeholders. So the following are the steps that must be followed in the pre-event activity: the why, the who, the when, the where, and the what. So let's see. So the five W's in producing effective events would be the number one, the why. So why must event be held? So what is this important? So for example, let's give an example for this. For example, our class reunion. So why are we holding this kind of reunion? So maybe we would like to reconnect with our old friends. We would like to meet them again after several years. We would like to strengthen the bond between the people in the class. So that would be the reason. That would be the answer to the why. So there must be a series of compelling reasons that confirm the importance and viability of holding the event. So just like in our image here, so why? What is there for them? So it can be the audience, the sponsors, the corporates, and the emphasis benefits, the personal approach, and the need for such event. And then we also have another W, which is the who. Who will be the stakeholders of the event? So both internal and external stakeholders must be carefully identified to know who will be investing in the event. So when we talk about the stakeholders, we have discussed it already. No, they can be the providers of the event, they can be the clients, they can be the suppliers, and everybody who will be having a connection in order for the event to materialize. So conducting solid research will help determine the level of commitment of the parties involved and will define to whom the event is being produced for. So here in our image, who for whom, the target audience, the nature of the event, get you to the audience. And then another W is when. So when will the event be held? During the event at the research phase, it should be determined if the preparation time for the event to be conducted is appropriate for its classification. So just like when we had our preliminary meetings, no, with our concerning our what you call that reunion, no, that we held last Saturday, we really considered the time or the schedule of everybody because of course when we don't know if they are going to be free during that time who will be attending our event, so it is very important. So if the said period is not appropriate, a rethinking of plans and or either shifting the dates must be considered to streamline the operations when may also determine where the event may be held. So basically it has many effects. First, the schedule of the participants or the customers are going to attend. And the other one is availability of the venue wherein you're going to stage the event. So this is very important. It should be free on that particular day that you plan for the event to happen. And then another W would be where. So where the event will be, selecting the proper site ahead of time makes work become easier or otherwise more challenging. So why challenging? Because if ever that you have chosen a date that is not available already, so it can be a way for you to look for another venue that will fit your requirements. Therefore, this decision must be made as early as possible as it affects many other decisions. So when we talk about where or the venue that you're going to hold your event to, you are going to have a preliminary reservation. So we will call that, I mentioned this ahead of time before, it is the blocking, no, wherein you have a pencil booking of the said date. So the owner of the venue will be reserving it for you, requiring you to make a little down payment. Okay, so this can be the image where the venue and venue, accessibility, surroundings, season's impact on the venue, the place or safety, food and culture, transportation, government authority support, and legal regulations. So if ever that you're going to look for a venue, it should be stated clearly, no, the rules and regulations that they are trying to impose. So for example, just like us when we had our reunion, we made use of the venue of the Bulwagang Hermandad within the campus or within the area of the church, the parish church, when as we all know it's a church, so drinking wine or beers is prohibited. So we have to really take a look at those what do you call that regulations that the place impose. And then another one is what? So what is the event product to be developed and presented? Matching the event product to the needs, wants, desires, and expectations of the clients while satisfying the internal requirements of the organization is no simple task. So what must be analyzed carefully and critically to make certain that the why, who, when, and where are synergized in this answer. So just like in our image here, so what you can be the USP of the event, and then it is relevant for the TG or the what you call this the goal that we have. So education or training for specific TG for specific need of the time, networking opportunities to network with influencers, entertainment, enjoy, fun, blast, and rocking. So meaning to say, what would be offered in this kind of event? What are we going to show to them? So just like in the reunion that we had lots of prizes, we had lots of cash, we had lots of appliances and everything. And we have also included in our program several you what do you call that games that the most people enjoyed. And then, of course, with those games, we have their prizes as well. And then the phases of the management event. So later, no, no. Previously, we discussed research. Now we are going to discuss design. So after thorough research on the event and determining its feasibility, designing the event through a blueprint or structure or draft of activities will be the next move. So remember last time I have given you an example of a program. So that is something, a kind of a design, no? In order for us to see the flow of the program that we're going to hold or the flow of the event that we're going to hold. So creating a blueprint of all ideas will determine the creative capacity of the event organizer, and there are numerous ways to begin this process. process. But it is important to remember that the very best event designers are constantly visiting the library, attending movies and plays, visiting art galleries, and reviewing periodicals to maintain their inspiration and to further strengthen the activities proposed for an event. So the following is a step-by-step process for preparing a blueprint. So first we have brainstorming. So this is the very first step. So that is why there are a lot and a series of meetings to be conducted by the organizers. So every now and then that we meet or that you meet, we are going to talk about some updates and some changes if you wanted to have some changes or amend some changes with the program that you have discussed previously. And then mind mapping, so you're going to really talk it over. You're going to really put your ideas in it, now wherein everybody has to have a word to say in order for us to see how are we going to really process this event that we are making. So the creative process in event management is also included in making the blueprint. So creative process, what would be included in the program, what would be the props, what would be the decor and all the things concerning the event itself. And then lastly, making the perfect match through needs assessment and analysis. Will the people attending be needing this kind of prices? Would it be appropriate for them? Of course, we're going to match. It depends on the clients. It depends on the attendees. If they are younger generation, if they are going to be just like us, the middle age, or the older than us, no? So that we can really see if the prices, if the program, if the games fit the attendees. Okay, and then another phase would be planning. So we have research, design, now it's planning. So the planning period is typically the longest period in the event management process. And ideally, the better the research and design, the simpler and briefer the planning period will be. Of course, definitely. Because during the research and design phases, you are going to really draft it well already. So a little planning will do. If, for example, you have seen something that you should be that should be corrected, so that's the only time that you're going to do some further planning. So since events are planned by human beings for other human beings, this theory is fraught with expectations. However, the goal should be to develop a smooth planning process based on careful research and design procedures. So that would be what will be needed in order for us to really successfully stage this event that we are going to hold. So these three basic laws will affect every decision made and will govern the final outcome of an event. So it can be the time, the space, and the tempo. So these are very important now in order for us to really make the event successful. Okay, and then another phase will be coordination. So coordinating means executing the plan where managing the minute-by-minute activities of the event takes place. It requires much more than good decision making, ability, and making numerous decisions during the event. Technically, every decision made affects the outcome of the entire event. So while it is true that event managers should maintain a positive attitude and see problems as challenges in search of the right situation or solution, it is also important to apply critical analysis to every challenge that comes along the way. Following is a simple but effective way to make good decisions. So let's see. Collect all the information since most problems have many sides to review. Of course, definitely. So if ever that you have seen something that is not good or not going to work out well. So you have to really review it well. And then consider the pros and cons of a decision in terms of who will be affected. So when we talk about the pros, the benefits, the good things within, and then the cons, for example, the liabilities or the negative effects of it in the effect to the people concerned in the event. And then consider the financial implications in the decision. So very important is the financial implication. Why? Because with a financial budget, you are going to really see how long or how far are we going to. Are we going to have, for example, 7 course food or meal for everybody, or is the budget only applicable to 5 course meal? So very important aspect would be the financial, because this is one thing that will determine, no, the capacity of the event that's going to happen. And then consider the moral and ethical implications of the decision. So would it be not affecting other people who will be attending, or would it be not negatively affecting us? And then plan and do not look back, meaning to say, if it's already planned as such as it has been with all the organizers, then it's all set to go. Okay. And then the last one is evaluation. So the event management process is a dynamic spiral that does not end. That does end. And from the first phase, the research is connected to the last phase and then evaluation. Evaluating the event may include each part of the process or through a general comprehensive review of all phases. And the purpose of this is to acquire information on how to improve the planning and implement effective strategies for the next event. So these are some common forms of evaluation. This can be done through a survey, a use of monitor, telephone or mail survey, or pre-event and post-event survey. So what is the importance of event? So if ever that there are important things that we have missed with event, we can include it and make our events in the future better. So just like in our past reunion, I have had some what do you call that, feedback from participants, although they have given me a 100% thumbs up. So they said, you missed name tags because we have been graduate for 38 years already, no? So memory has been affected already for some people, and it took them a hard time to recognize our classmates before. So this is very important. So that is one point, no? It can be a form of a survey or feedback that has been given by a participant. And then these can be examples now of rewards and incentives to people or to our employees. So this is, for example, a certificate, a trophy, or most of the time, this is much appreciated, the cash. Okay, so aside from the tour, no, the packages that we are giving, so these are also some forms of incentives. Sometimes, or most of the time, businesses and establishments give recognition to those people, no, who are given this reward. So they post in their establishment, for example, employee of the month, employee of the year, and whatsoever, no. And sometimes it is being awarded in the establishments or company party, so that every people in the establishment will recognize and acknowledge the awardee. Okay, so these are examples of incentives, no? And then at the same time, you have your assignment for the module. So don't worry about the deadline. I'm giving you until next week to do that. Okay, and that's it for today. Thank you for listening. And this has been Miss Karen again. And I'll see you again with our next topic. So God bless us and good luck to your exams. Bye.